It is 1 p.m. in Damascus. It's 8 p.m. in Canberra, Australia. I'm Monita Rajpal.
And I'm Zain Berji. This is World
Syrian rebels are claiming responsibility for a bomb attack in Damascus this Wednesday. A device attached to a diesel tanker exploded in a military compound behind a hotel housing UN monitors. Syrian state media say 3 people were injured, but the UN staff were safe. An opposition group says at least 70 people were killed in Tuesday's violence. We want to get more now on the explosion in the heart of Damascus. We're joined on the line by journalist Sandra Van Horn in Damascus. Sandra, thank you very much for being with us. Can you describe for us what happened?
We heard a big explosion followed by a black pillar of smoke, heavy smoke. And
their homes and forced to live in camps without enough food or the freedom to leave. That is the situation facing 10,000 people in Myanmar who lost everything after ethnic clashes tore their city in two. Channel 4 news correspondent made it into the camps to film this exclusive report, and we are not identifying him for his own safety.
There's only one way to get to Sitwe, the largest city in Rakhine State.
Australia have approved legislation to re-establish overseas detention centres for asylum seekers. The centres will be placed in Nauru and Papua New Guinea, neither of which are Australian territory. The government says dealing with the new arrivals there will discourage further asylum seekers from making the hazardous trip to Australia by boat. But advocates for refugees have called this move an outrage. CNN's Relitza Vasileva reports.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. My question is...
Australia's Parliament began debating Tuesday whether to reopen offshore refugee centres to deter the growing number of people trying to reach its territory.
In Australia, these cigarette packets are about to come off the shelves because they might induce you to smoke. A court has ruled that come December 1st, all branding on packets must go. Smokers will find themselves confronted with this. Much bigger health warnings with graphic images of sightless eyes and cancer-riddled organs. Now, some tobacco bosses tried to fight the decision, including this man, David Crowe, the head of British American Tobacco's Australian arm. The company said the crackdown should be overturned because it would infringe their intellectual property rights. Well, the decision has been applauded by health campaigners and could pave the way for other countries to follow suit. Tom Connell is a political reporter for CNN affiliate Sky News Australia. He joins us now live from Canberra. So we know what the health campaigners are saying, Tom, that this is a good thing. But what about those, the tobacco companies? What are they saying about what this ruling means for them?
Well, they're saying essentially this fight is not yet over. Of course, the High Court in Australia, there's no high...
Thank you so much for that. Tom Connell there in Canberra.
You're watching World One live from London.
Welcome back. Well, from Test cricket to text cricket, one of the game's best batsmen is involved in a controversy which could derail his international career. Pedro Pinto joins us now to talk us through all of that.
I have all the details for you. England have a crucial test against South Africa coming up, where PSG started the season with a 2-2 draw at home against Lorient. No doubt the fans and also the owners are expecting a lot better. This is a club we should keep our eye on. They've really made a statement of intent of wanting to become a giant on the continent.
Do they have what it takes to do that?
I think they do, and unfortunately nowadays money speaks louder than anything when it comes to football, so they've got a lot of that.
Always does. All right, thank you very much for that, Pedro.
We'll keep our eye on the club. Pedro, thank you so much. Well, you know, the name Pedro actually has a really nice ring to it, but I can tell you right now, sorry, it is not in the top 10 name choices in England and Wales.
Welcome back. The arrival of a child is usually a matter of great joy, not only for the parents, but for the entire family. The first question is always the same, boy or girl? Second, have you decided on a name? Well, trends come and go, but some names have serious staying power. Here in England and in Wales, Mohammed has proven to be the most popular choice in the past 5 years. Affairs contributor Richard Allen Green has been looking at the numbers, and he joins us now. And Richard, the British government has said that Harry was the most popular name last year, boy's name last year. But now it's Mohammed.
Well, in fact, the British government was wrong. They put out a press release at the beginning of the week saying Harry was the most popular name. What they didn't do was add up all the different spellings of Mohammed. And so if you look at that, yes, it does. Okay. Sure, it does. Yeah, because We looked at all the different names. The British government releases a list of the top 2,000 names.
Does that mean that there are more Muslims in England and Wales, or?
Then what? The Muslim population is growing in Britain. About 20 years ago, the country was less than 2% Muslim, or about 2% Muslim.
Oh, is that what it is?
Even he's doing an M.
I thought
he's
that
doing
was
an
a
M.
heart,
I know. I thought so too when I found out. I was so disappointed when I found out it was an M. But
okay.
Yeah, with the enthusiasm for Mo Farah, it could become even more popular next year.
What about the other big M? Monita.
You know, I will run the numbers on that, and I will get back to you after the show's over.
And then we'll go to the big Z, or Z, as they say here.
Oh, big Z.
Thanks, guys. Tropical storm Kaitak has made landfall in the Philippines, and it could affect mainland China. Mari Ramos is going to give us a little bit more on that. Mari?
Yeah, you know what? Pretty interesting. You were talking about names. Kaitak, the name of that tropical storm. Back to you.
Oh, that's a gorgeous picture there, Mari. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate it.
You're watching World One live from London. I'm Zain Virgin.
And I'm Monita Rajpal. Thank you for joining us. We'll update you with the news headlines in just a couple of minutes right here on CNN.